Namaste, Jai Bharat. It's not possible for one to understand everything. It's also not possible for one to understand everything that one wants to understand, in spite of making efforts. And it is also not necessary for one to understand everything that what one wishes to understand. These things are alright. But look at this concept. We are supposed to have regular concept of a nation state. Then we also have a blueprint of a structure of a normal nation state. The nation state has some kind of rule. It may be democracy, it may be monarchy, it may be dictatorship, it may be kingdom, or something like that. Then that has the regular army. For this is army, navy, and air force, because that's the order. Army comes first, then comes the navy, and then comes the air force. Then other policing agencies for the internal affairs, internal matters, and maybe for some areas there may be a border securing forces, something like police, but not different, but different from police. These are all there. But when you see the structure in Iran, it's difficult for one to understand. Difficult for these kind of regular blueprints and regular understanding and regular structures of a society. Iran doesn't fall into this. Look at, there's a regime. It's supposed to be a nation with a given kind of rule, leadership, some kind of authority, whether it is religious authority, dictatorial, whatever it is. It's ruled. But then it has two armies. One is the regular armed forces, army, but then they have a special army, Revolutionary Guards, who are really answerable to the monarch, the ruler. I don't know how appropriate the word monarch is, but the ruler. That's okay, that's fine. But then, what we don't understand, what I don't understand very really is that they have proxy armies. Proxy armies. Who are the people of the proxy army? Is to be found out. They have proxy armies at multiple areas, not in their own nation. It's in different nations. But the questions that confuses is how the other nation allows the proxy army of a different nation. First question. How things work out between them is unintelligible to us. Now, I'm speaking about Iran has a good proxy army. We know their explicit proxy army is Hezbollah. Hezbollah, the one which is in Lebanon, and Lebanon is another nation. It's a different country. Then Iraq. This is another kind of Hezbollah there, using the land of Iraq, the land of Lebanon, and then something called as Houthis. They using the land of Yemen. Then the most popular people, the Hamas, who are using the land of Israel. So someone else's land. You have a proxy army. You make them function. You have certain desires of programs and plans where these people are employed to function. The whole thing looks like that someone is trying to catch fish without getting their hands wet. Someone is trying to catch fishes without getting their hands wet. They land, they don't want any disturbance. They are not themselves clean involving, but then they have these proxies who are explicitly not belong to the nation, but are completely controlled, governed, supported, and maintained by this nation. Now, such proxy they were intending to operate from Iraq. They were intending to operate from Iraq. Another proxy. Now, how many more proxies they have? Is it also not the case that the possibility I'm talking about? Is it also not the possible situation that they may have the proxies all over the world? They may have proxies all over the world. They may have sleeper cells. It's quite possible that they can have sleeper cells in many different corners, many different societies. It is something like the tunnel networks the Hamas and the Hezbollah makes. It's a kind of network, really like the tunnels, the underground kind of network, which is into every possible societies, and then in every other possible societies where this implied sleeping cells. These are all quite possible. All told, all heard. What could possibly be the intention? Why should someone maintain with such infrastructure into far-flung and distant and different lands? Why should there be such things? What could possibly be the intentions? It should be a guess, but it should be anyone's guess. And to make these intentions functional, there are many instruments, and the fundamental basic instrument is one that of religion. And of course, religion, irrespective of versions, maybe there's a hopeful contemplation that the versions may wither away possibly, or at least temporarily will cease to function for some kind of a goal. I think it's time that sensible people should think in terms of what could be the possible intention. It's not that someone is being funny. It's not the case that someone is being funny. It's not the case that someone is being foolish, or someone is extremely foolish. One of this. These are the things to be thought. These are the things that one should try to understand. And to what extent we understand? No saying, no guessing. We shall meet again. Namaste. Jai Bharat. Jai Shri Ram.